And we're live.
I'll say it again.
Hello, everybody.
It's Messy Monday.
It is Messy Monday, and here we all are being messy.
And it's Monday.
Yep. Chris is not with us at the moment. He may or may not drop in. I don't know. He had a thing.
Because he sucks. Just pointing it out.
He had a thing. We got Dana, we got Matthew, we got Canadian Jeff, and we got
another Jeff.
Mr. Chris Campbell with us as well. And let's see, in the chat we have Gary Mullane, as always, the first one in the chat. And there's Rich and Brian Pennenbaker, Andrew Sada, and Axel Plate. And here's other Jeff trying to get his camera to work.
Yeah, so far it's going real well, but it's a good thing though.
I'm going to disagree with that. I'm going to disagree with that.
That's okay. You can disagree.
Well, you know what? We can hear you, so that's cool.
Is it?
Well, I mean, you could still chat with us and stuff.
Yeah, you just can't show us anything.
Yeah, well, it's not like I have anything to show you guys anyway. Oh, look what I did. Nobody cares.
Don't show us your finger.
Oh, wow. Listen to you cry. Everybody always is appreciative of anything anybody shows. Even if we don't like it, we still tell you it's nice.
That's, aw.
Oh, I think.
I don't know. I'm usually always looking for Chris to tell me, did you think about this? And then I'm like, damn it. No, I didn't think about that. And then I go back and I redo it. And I'm like, I should have done that. So that works. I'm always happy for that.
Who was I talking to the other day about stuff? And I'm like, it's always when you're completely done and someone's like, well, you know, if you took your painted ladies and do that. And I'm like, I'm not changing anything. They're finished. They're done. They're done.
No,
Thanks for the suggestion. Too late. I'm not changing.
Usually Chris gives me like detail things that I didn't think about. Like when I was doing the classic space X-Wing, he's like, why are there no red lasers on there? And I'm like, damn it, why didn't I think about the fact that I didn't put red lasers? And it was an easy fix, but it was just like, that was kind of silly. Why didn't I think about that?
Yeah, why didn't you?
So no, I'm actually a big fan of showing things to people ahead of time before I'm done with it, just so someone's gonna say, hey, did you think about this? And I'll be like, I did now.
No, I didn't think about that at all.
Says for Zoom making those big YouTube bucks by letting you do the work again.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, I might make him spend those big YouTube bucks on a Coke for me or something.
That makes sense.
But then actually, I think you would actually owe him money at that point.
Yeah, also that.
Probably.
Yeah, not a lot of big YouTube money. Nope.
Let's see. There's Stever. So what are you guys doing? Everybody got anything to talk about?
Well, I saw Doctor Strange 2 today.
How'd that
No
go?
spoilers. I'm in the car yesterday with
when I saw
two people who've seen it twice, and they're starting to talk about, well, in this scene, and I'm like, I haven't seen it. Stop.
I had a appointment at lunchtime today.
Well, you know, it's been out for a few days and you were in a car full of nerds. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, Matthew, that is a valid point. That's like, I don't know, being a blonde two-piece walking into a room full of nerds. It's not a good time for anybody.
I wasn't in a room.
Really
I was
awkward.
in a car.
Oh. Well, you finished some still stands. Metaphor? Simile? Yeah, whatever.
So
I
got.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say I ordered 3 of those boxes from Lego today, the 6-packs, or on May 1st. I got them today. I opened them up, and I got one almost full set. The second box, like I had one box that was 6. The second box came in, and it was missing Ralph. It had an extra Fozzie. So then I opened up the third box, and it was a duplicate of the first box. So I'm like, crap. So, because usually buying 3 boxes, you should get a full set, right? Because
Yeah,
you get 3 of the same box.
you should, but you know,
Should, yeah. So.
Unfortunately, you could always bring them with you and just trade them at Brick.
Oh well, I just go to my local store and just buy a handful more until I get them. The rest will go in my store. Whatever.
Okay, I was gonna say trade them at Brickworld. I'm sure.
Well, I could do that too, but I want it completed by then. So
I got pretty lucky. I did get I got 3/4 of a case. I got 27 out of 32, I guess, for the case. So
Nice.
I did get 2 full sets plus 4 extras.
I already have 3 full sets because I did buy a box, but that's for other people.
Yeah,
So I figured I'd give them theirs first, and then I didn't buy a second box because I'm like, oh, I ordered these 3 6-packs. That should be enough. Yeah, not so much. Oh well.
Let's see. Rich, you didn't get an invite, so let me check the email.
And then I wonder because I think Chris got his 2 boxes, and normally he's been rolling 1,000 or batting 1,000 because he's always ordered 2 boxes and always got a full set. So
yeah, I'm not that kind of a risk taker.
Well, I went in with our local friend Shannon, and he just bought an entire case.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't entirely sure if anyone had gone through the case. But he came into my house and opened them all up, and he's like, "Look, three sets, perfect. Hit the jackpot."
Well, that's good at least. I mean, in that sense, yeah. Dope indeed.
sorry I'm not talking, but I'm counting, and if I try to count while I'm talking, it doesn't work very well.
7,
35, 36.
14.
Yeah, you guys were saying 1, 2, 3 a couple times. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you guys.
Harry the platypus.
This guy has over 25,000 views on my TikTok,
That's awesome.
and I still Dan Poppenmeyer still has not seen it, so I'm a little bummed that he didn't notice it yet. But
Also, my camera works, and I may or may not be a 1966 Batman villain.
you're lifting one side.
So for those old school folks of y'all that still use Flickr, you have a Flickr account and over X amount of photos. They sent out emails to everybody today saying, "Hey, next week we're killing your accounts off." So
Yep.
Whoa, what's this?
if you have over 50 photos on Flickr anymore, if you don't buy the pro account, they're going to delete your photos.
What?
Yeah. Check your email.
I don't have but like 5 pictures on my Flickr. I just use it to look at other people's Lego builds.
Yeah, I used to have Flickr Pro, but it just got unwieldy and I didn't use it enough.
Yeah, I don't utilize mine enough, so it will probably just go the way of the dodo.
Yeah. So I'm actually going through, you can download your photos 500 at a time, but I have like 7,000-8,000, so that'll be fun.
So they're basically going even cheaper than they did before.
Yeah.
They at first they gave everybody a terabyte and they were like, hey, and then they took away a whole bunch of storage.
Yeah.
And now they're basically just screwing everybody.
They're stealing the drug dealer business model, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah. I guess it's back to Google Photos, maybe. I don't know. Is there a good hosting service anymore for photos that I don't have to worry about on my own website?
Instagram.
Yeah, I think pretty much everybody just uses Instagram now.
Yeah, but Instagram doesn't allow you to do like folders and stuff. Like,
yeah, I do like the idea of
really
albums and stuff. But
I basically just use my Google or my Apple iCloud.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to,
I'm about to leave the Apple ecosystem, quite frankly. So,
Oh, did you find a worm?
I drank the Kool-Aid a couple years ago, so it's just my thing now.
I've been on it since iPhone 1, but let's just say I have had my fill of iTunes and never want to use it again.
Oh.
That's funny because I hardly ever use iTunes.
Well, I still put physical media onto my phone. I don't.
Oh, I do that too, but I just don't buy them through iTunes.
I don't buy them through iTunes, but I have to upload them to my phone through iTunes.
Yeah, but that's not a big deal, is it?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a pain in the butt.
It breaks your audiobooks quite frequently.
Oh.
It's I think the rest of the sentence is that Chris is on PC, and if you're on PC, iTunes sucks.
Yeah, if you're
yes.
not a Mac user, iTunes is not a good program.
You gave the impression that you were a Mac user. Saying you're an iPhone user, that's like drinking Bud Light. It's not really that you're a beer drinker. You just pretend to be one.
Yeah.
So anyway, that may have come off a little more harsh than I meant.
I'm currently testing out an old Android phone to see how it works, and once I figure it out, I'm just going to switch.
So Thomas was a lifelong Apple person, and then he took a vacation with the latest. Well, about 2 years ago, when they had a flip phone. Samsung had that flip phone with a curved screen, and he's a total sucker for new gadgets, and so he just had to have it. And he liked the flexi screen, but after 2-3 years, he's like, I'm just going to go back to my iPhone. It's just easier because everything else is in that ecosystem.
I've always been of the opinion that it was a simple, easy to use phone, but man, I'm just getting so tired of it. If they had a working interface, it'd be one thing, but they don't.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that it's extremely. I'm very not techie. Like I have used Apple because you buy it, you load things, and it just runs, and I don't have to tweak things. It just works, and I'm willing to pay a little extra for that. But the last go around with every single time I open up iTunes to play music that I have already purchased, it keeps trying to force me to buy their subscription service and
Apple
listen.
Music.
I don't want to, and I have to hit no.
Once you do it, this is what happens. iTunes checks every piece of music you own. It checks it against Apple Music. It then downloads the Apple Music version and deletes your version, and then it deletes anything else on your computer in the iTunes folder. If you had music that is not in Apple Music, you no longer have Apple Music or that music. It deletes it.
I don't have any of these problems on my Mac.
Well, guess what?
You do. I know. Again,
as do every other Windows user, sir.
You are a Bud Light drinker. That's all I'm saying.
It's okay. I'm moving over. I'm crossing the Rainbow Bridge, sir.
Welcome to the light side.
So here's a weird thing. I'm scale counting studs, right? And you've got to basically, because they're so small, you have to count out 200 to take a sample, so that and by the way, different colors, slight variance in the weight. I don't know why, but there is. It's weird. But the funny thing that I ran into right now is I'm sitting here and I'm like, I counted out 200, poured it into the cup, and I'm sitting here getting ready to do more, and I see the scale actually changing up and down while I'm not even touching or doing anything. I turned the fan on in my office, and the scale is so sensitive, it was sensing the airflow pushing down on the scale.
No, that was the micrograms from the evil spirits that haunt your office.
No. We burned sage last weekend. I'm good for at least another month. No, I'm good. But yeah, no, weird. So I turned the fan off, stopped the blade. Scale zeroed back out just fine. Bizarre. So I'm back at it. And Chris, I am sorry. I do sympathize with your plight.
It's just something that's gotten worse over the years, and they don't actually support Windows iTunes anymore. So,
oh, is that right? They completely stopped.
They completely stopped support.
What the hell? Sorry.
But can't you?
How many people use Windows that use Apple? That's a lot of people.
Well, they want you to buy they want you to buy iCloud services. See,
no, it's the backup from that. It's how many people still try to use physical media to load it onto their phone.
That's true.
Probably very extremely few.
I'm one of them.
So, really?
In fact, once Chris leaves, they're actually going to be able to shut down the service because there's no more users.
Probably so.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. I mean, just think of all those Apple users who have boxes and boxes of CDs in their basement that they ripped.
I bought the music. I should be able to use it.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
Next
I
time,
don't
just
like
let
the
us
idea of
download it.
licensing my things from other people.
Okay,
fair.
so I need to stand on a soapbox for a second.
Oh,
Right.
boy.
All right, it's a lug bulk soapbox thing.
Oh, different soapbox.
Yeah. Why? And it's not just one person. I got 4 different people here who decided they needed 50, just 50 black studs. They could have came to my house. I would have given them 200 for free so that I didn't have to bag out 50. Who
Are they-
ordered lug bulk for 50? And let me tell you,
Ah,
out of all the parts that I've been storing so far, there is one lug member who has found the need that literally, I think he's gotten 25 of almost every single element on the list.
Oh, well,
That's
that,
go
that
under
narrows
50.
down. I should be able to guess that person because I have also seen increments of 25 for almost every part.
That is my biggest Bricklink pet peeve when people order like 1 or 2 quantity of like, it's like, oh, look, this guy ordered 300 parts from me, and it's like 150 lots, 1 and 2 in each, and it's like, really?
man, you guys will hate me.
So in
then,
my
'cause
defense,
that's
I just
exactly
put
what I
extra
do.
stuff in at the end to make my maximum. You see?
Well,
Well,
I mean,
now, if that's like, I mean, but I'm talking studs, Chris. I'm talking black studs.
Are they
come
hollow
in like
studs?
Everything.
Are they hollow studs? Is there a hole in the middle?
They're not. They're not Apollo studs.
They're not even the fun kind.
No, they're just standard, straight, old, run-of-the-mill black studs.
Man, you got some sociopaths in your
Sorry.
organization there. Oh,
Now, the guy who ordered 3,000 of them, he's doing mosaics. I get that. That's why he's ordered like 3,000 of every color. But the guy who says, "Oh, just give me 50,"
nice going, Chris.
no axle plate,
Nice
no.
going.
I don't have a story. There is no
Might
story.
have done that with like 3 or 4 colors.
Are you one of them? Are you one of them? Let me see.
I'm pretty sure I am.
For the Bricklink thing, though, it's more
No,
just like,
you at least asked for 200. I'll get you. I'll let you slide on 200 because at least that's justifiable. You might be doing something with them. But 50, you can get 50 just by buying 5 sets because you're going to get extras of them.
So 2-digit bad, 3-digit good is basically what I'm walking away with in this.
What's that?
story. Said 2-digit bad, 3-digit good.
Yes.
So, yeah, okay. So 99.
4 digits?
Thing.
Even better.
So 99, you're a horrible human being. 100, welcome to heaven. I'm
You
so glad
can't-
you're here.
You're not even allowed to do 99.
No, you can't.
No. It's in increments of 25. If you come up with something that's not an increment of 25,
Mm-hmm.
bye-bye.
Oh,
And I think I just dropped this stuff somewhere.
all right.
So going back to my comment, though, I think it's more just like I have a quantity of 2 of one part, and they're pennies, and the person orders 1 of them. It's like, just clear me out, please. Like,
Matthew and I have talked about that. If I'm going in there and I'm like looking for 4 of something and they have 6, I'm buying
I'll buy
6.
6. Yeah, same here.
I'm
No,
buying
I always treat it as the pizza rule. If you take a slice of pizza and there's only 1 slice left, you leave that in there for the next person.
No.
Don't take all of it.
No.
You're evil.
Because
Yeah,
now
no.
everybody has 1 piece of everything in their Bricklink store, and no one's going to buy it
Uh-huh.
because it's the last one.
Oh man, I guess you better restock then. Chop chop.
Not when it's an uncommon piece, and now like literally you need to do 2 to complete it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, so
they leave you with 1.
I got
Jeff-
chewed out for that.
Now
actually.
Jeff understands why he's been like blocked from 80 stores on Brickwell.
I've been blocked from one store for doing exactly
That
that
you know of.
that I know of. So you know those fender pieces that come in the '89 Batmobile, like the mini kit version.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I needed 2 of them, and the guy had 4, so I bought 2. And he wrote me a message saying, "Why the heck didn't you just buy all 4 of them. And I replied that I only needed 2. And he said, GD, they're only 10 cents. And I said, yeah, but I only needed 2. And then he canceled my order.
Well, and I get it. Like, some people have limited budgets and stuff, and some people are just trying to finish a set. Like, they bought a set and they only need those 2 pieces because they bought it used and they're trying to finish it. I totally get it. It's just, it's annoying as a seller when you have 100+ items like that, where it's like 1 or 2 quantity, right?
Right.
I mean, if I didn't get those, I wouldn't have any business in the first place, so I shouldn't complain about it. But I am.
I mean, I'll do
That's
that
fair.
with minifigs.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
a different
but if
story.
it's parts, I mean, unless it's just a really expensive part, I'm gonna try to order a quantity of something at least.
Yeah.
And if it gets to the point where I'm ordering a quantity that's, if it's getting close to the max that they have, I'm just gonna order them all. So.
Back in my Captain America selling days, I had a guy message me saying that he just wanted to buy a Captain America shield. To which I said, okay, $700. And he was like, but that's how much you're charging for the figure. Yeah.
Because you're
that's
getting
what
the
gonna
figure with
get.
it.
Yeah. Figure completely free, shield $700. He didn't buy it. No.
Which
Don't know
Captain
why.
America figure was $700?
The Toy Fair Captain America, I had a few.
Well, the funny thing is that, I mean, I can see somebody who's looking just for a shield or looking for just the hands off of something, and they might just ask the question, by the way, do you happen to have a spare loose shield? I'm willing to buy it off you. Sure, cool. But if you're saying I've got a complete figure and you only want the shield, no, bounce in.
Right?
Yeah. And then the fact that he didn't even realize that, he was asking something absurd. Well, yeah.
I've had people order instructions and they'd be like, a multi-part instruction, and they'd be like, I only want book 1, but they're still willing to pay full price. And I'm like, okay. Again, they're trying to finish a set so they can sell it on whatever. So they don't need book 2 and 3 or whatever.
And they feel bad ordering the other half of it just to throw it away. So
so they just say keep it and I'll pay full price. And I'm like, okay, because then I just relist it for half price or whatever.
Yeah.
So
somebody's going to want whatever that other portion of the book.
Oh yeah, and people, exactly. If this person wanted book 1, someone else is going to need book 2, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's interesting how different people want different things. Like, you end up with like all the left wedges or all the right wedges, and I know this pisses off some of us for sure, because sometimes we get things like that, and eventually someone else does buy those other wedges, right? Those other wedge plates and stuff. So,
well, you hope, you assume that the wheel will go all the way around, and eventually someone will order those.
Yeah. At some point, I'll have no Lego in my Brickwing store, which will be never, because I keep on buying more to put in it. But
Oh,
I was going to say, yeah, that's going to happen. Now, but at the same time, though, I can see, you had mentioned earlier, somebody asked, ordering like onesie twosies of something. I can see that, and I can see doing that, because if you're trying to repart a set out and you're only needing, for some weird reason, it's missing one of everything in the set, but there's multiple pieces for the whole set. So yeah, they're only looking for one apiece.
Yeah.
So I can see that happening, but I can also see the frustration at the same time.
Yeah, well, it's just different types of shoppers too, right? Like, that's the whole thing. Like, when I'm shopping on Bricklink, I'm usually building mocks. So it's like, I need 4 of these, but I'm going to get 8 because I might need more. I don't know yet.
Right. And
I'll build 2.
And that is the whole big difference between set restoration and mocking, because set restoration, you are looking for a specific quantity.
Yeah.
Mocking, you're like, well, I'm ordering these and I might need more than I think I need, so I might as well go ahead and get as many as I can.
Yep, exactly.
everyone but me.
Everyone but Jeff.
That job.
Hello.
Yep, most of us are going to Brickworld.
And I was going to bring up a topic with Chris tonight, but he's not here. But so we're going to bring it up anyway without being here. I believe that Lightyear comes out on Friday at Brickworld.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that we all go see it either Thursday at midnight if they do a midnight show,
I'm pretty.
or
are
we
they
go
not?
Friday morning or Friday
I
afternoon.
figured they'd do a Thursday afternoon show like they did for Strange.
I don't know.
Well, I'll
I
be setting up still probably Thursday, but
That's
sorry,
a good
go
point.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Mark.
I'll have small Paul, so we're not going to be doing any midnight shows.
Oh, no midnight shows is not. All right, well then we do a Friday night. We do a Friday night show.
Just give him more sugar; he'll stay awake.
Well, all right. Or we could go to a show that's during public time on the weekend or something.
That's always possible too.
I might miss that one then.
It just depends on how far away we are from a theater.
That's going to cut into VW's nap time.
No, I'm gonna be. I want to be beside my mock during public time. I mean, I'm bringing the castle, so
I'm
You know,
planning on staying at least for the morning of Saturday and maybe the whole day on Saturday. I don't know. Like I feel like it may be the only time I go to Brickworld. Who knows, for a decade.
It's a really
So
fun
I
atmosphere.
kind of want to hear people's reactions at least the first day.
It's a fun atmosphere for the public.
I will-
think.
I will more than likely probably be on the floor most of the time unless I go for lunch and stuff like that. That is my expectation.
I've been to enough conventions in the last 20 some odd years that I don't really care much about public time anymore. Personally.
Well, because you're such a social butterfly as it is. So,
So the good
Yeah.
news is there are 2 theaters within like a mile of the hotel.
that's good to know.
Oh, we could walk there then.
So
If the traffic doesn't kill us.
the,
Oh yeah,
two,
walking in.
the two extroverts are laughing at me because I don't enjoy answering the same
Oh,
5 questions all
Sorry,
day.
I looked up the wrong hotel. My bad. Maybe not.
Oh, I know. I know.
The same 5 questions over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Yeah,
I guess that must be a space problem because as a building person, I had really good questions at Birmingham.
How long did it take you to build that?
How many pieces?
How many pieces are in that? Is
Are
that
there
Star
instructions?
Wars?
I made a placard.
No one ever asked me if it was in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Are those painted ladies from Star Wars?
Are these
Yes.
kits?
Where can I buy that?
Can I buy this in the store? Do you have instructions?
Hey, BW, Reed wants to see your castle.
Who does? Sorry,
Reed, Hope Castle.
it's not much of it together right now, but
Yeah,
hold on, let me
pictures
get
of it,
full.
numb nuts.
Like right now.
Actually, I have pictures of it. Give me a minute.
Well, I was gonna say it's technically right here, but it's in pieces right now. But I can
Jaeger's
find a
on
picture
here?
and share.
Hi, Jaeger.
I'll find a picture.
I got one already.
No, okay. Thanks.
Maybe. There it is. Yep. Do.
And actually, this will be the first show I will, like, big show, because I don't count Tellus as being a show. I mean, it was a show, but it wasn't like a big show. And so this will be the first big show I've done since 2018.
Mark, I got the picture of Jeff's castle up if you want to hit the share screen button.
Do you even remember how to show?
I don't know. I might wing it.
Are you going to bring your blue spaceman suit?
I'm pretty sure I think I'm gonna.
Well, that's Jeff VW's castle. There it is.
That's it. Most of it, at least.
Wait a second. So, back to before we were at the show. Does that mean you guys aren't down? I know Matt's not. But does that mean that you guys aren't down for dinner on Saturday?
Are you talking about this week?
Yeah, I'm going to be there 2 weeks. Like, next week, this Saturday. And then the following Saturday, I'll be there.
Okay, so clarification, Jeff.
Yep.
This weekend is my I'm busy, but next
I know that.
weekend is our Lug Meeting on Saturday from 2:30 to 4:30.
I will be in Atlanta way before then.
Okay.
So I know that you guys have your Lug meeting, and I wasn't stupid enough to be like, well, obviously I'll just pop in and say hi. It'll be fine. So
Well,
Why not?
I mean, I wouldn't assume that you knew when our Lug Meeting was, so I mean, I thought that was You
No, I
might.
did.
I just figured you might not need know, so that's all.
No, I knew because you just mentioned it, and
Okay.
I didn't want to. I was the way that this works is we're leaving Florida at 4 a.m. on Saturday the 21st, and then with math, we should be in Atlanta somewhere around noon, 1 o'clock, and I was hoping to catch up with you guys then, but I don't think that's in the cards as it stands right now because of lug meetings and everything else. But where is the lug meeting?
Bricks, Minifigs, and More, which is near the North Point Mall Lego store.
Okay. Let me see what the boss thinks.
I mean, if you're coming that far up, then just come to the meeting. You can hang out with people. But I mean, for me, Atlanta Brick Company is an hour drive each direction, and
Yeah.
I'm not when I have a lug meeting the same day.
No, I understand. We're gonna stop in on the way because I've got a couple of Star Wars sets that didn't want to sell and whatnot. So
Okay.
I'm going to drop those off. And you guys need the Twilight Anakin Skywalker ship?
Yeah, but
No?
I don't have the money for it.
You don't have $120?
Oh, that's all.
That's all I would charge.
I'll have to think about that one there, buddy.
Okay. It's complete except for the box.
Hey, are we talking about Anakin's ship?
Yeah, the Twilight.
From the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it. It's rare that there's a unique Star Wars ship that comes out that I don't buy. The one that I regret not getting is the Wookiee catamaran. I don't think I ever got that one.
Oh yeah, I regret not getting that one as well. I really liked the design of it. I'm not being a dickhead here. That's I really did like it. I don't typically buy Star Wars Lego sets, but that was one that I was like, man, I should really get this, and then I didn't. Now it's eerily quiet.
Well, that's because I'm muted because I'm getting ready to go back to sorting.
Oh, I was going to say, well, it's because Rich is muted.
Rich is in fact muted.
Rich, you're not walking around with your camera. I almost feel like you're broken.
And you're not at Legoland.
There you go. Now he's on the move.
Is he at Legoland? I don't think he's at Legoland anymore.
Dun dun dun.
I am in Newnan, Georgia. I'm approximately 12 minutes away from the company.
Awesome.
Fair.
All right, we're losing your sound, Rich.
Yeah, it's really bad connection. There's no data connection out here in Newnan for whatever reason.
Well, if you're in Noonan, you're kind of outside of Metro Atlanta, so there are parts of that area that don't have real good internet.
And I'm on the Wi-Fi for the hotel. I couldn't get. But
can you hear banjos?
No. And my headset won't connect.
So
speakerphone. So you're getting my speaker and mic from the phone.
That's why it sounds so great.
Yes, I apologize. I hope that I would have had a better presentation earlier, but nothing worked. Nothing. The data signal got in and out from 4G to 5G to 4G to nothing. There's no. I was actually bumming off the Starbucks recording for a few minutes, and then we had to leave.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad that they changed the Redskins' name too. It sounds like you're shouting at us through a bottle, like a closed bottle.
Yes, I agree. It's horrible.
I think the string is not connecting your cups tight enough.
Yeah.
The thing is that I think that we'll probably be heading over to Sugarloaf Mill Mall somewhere around 4:35 or evening.
So you'll be over near Matthew tomorrow evening.
Something like that, yeah. Because we'll be going up 85.
Yeah, because he lives like 5 minutes from Sugarloaf.
Yeah, it's in my backyard.
Yeah.
What time?
We'll be there about 4:35.
4:35 o'clock.
If grading's in good shape, I'll come over and visit.
I was going to say, depending on how my afternoon is tomorrow, if I can scoot out of the house, I will slide over that way.
Grading
However,
was
I
very
say that knowing that I have to work at 10 o'clock tonight, so who knows what my day is going to be like tomorrow.
Yeah, I have a 10 o'clock hockey game tomorrow night, but grading was actually fairly productive today, so I'm not in dire straits. That
I
Good.
thought you Scantroned your test.
No, they're online tests. We don't use Scantrons. What is this, 1997? I mean, come
All right,
on.
so you're doing it as an online test. I thought it automatically graded itself.
Yes, well, then there's the policy briefs that they wrote earlier in the semester that I put off grading.
Oh,
read.
so that's your fault, not the test. Okay.
It's the extra point stuff that he hasn't gotten around to.
Way to go, Dr. Gunning. Way to go, Dr. Gunning.
You know that reading undergrad papers is like poking my eyeballs with needles. I mean, it's bad. So,
Hey,
I
you didn't spend all that time becoming an evil doctor to not have to go through this.
So, the very last class meeting when we're doing a review session, I said, I've spent the entire semester trying to teach you folks like the rules of capitalization, like Congress always capitalized. So like there will be 10 questions on the final about capitalization because apparently it hasn't worked. It's like, so I'm bringing out the evil knife. Like you're gonna have to look it up on the test if you haven't learned what's capitalized and what's not capitalized. I said, I'm not just being a cranky old guy. You will be embarrassed when you get your first job and your boss hands it back to you and circles all the things that you were supposed to capitalize but didn't. I was like, I'm really trying to help you.
So, including the capital.
Not to be confused with capitals, which would be if they were to whip out some capitals on a map, they'd get extra credit.
Right.
So I have to, Matthew, you'll like this story because, so my wife, she was taking a class in college, and it was I forget what the topic was, but something to do with gods in general, and so she did not capitalize God when she was speaking of the Christian God.
Okay.
Because she was not referring to him as God, she was referring to him as a god, and so her professor dinged her and gave her an A- because she didn't capitalize God. And she went up there and she's like, oh, no. If I had written out the word Jehovah and had not capitalized it, then yes, you could ding me. But because I said God with a lowercase g, not referencing a specific God,
right,
it does not need to be capitalized, even if it's your God and you're thinking that because you're Christian, therefore I should have to capitalize it. That does not qualify in the way the paper was written. And she argued with him for like 10 minutes, and he's like, you're right. I'm sorry. I'll change it from an A- back to an A. And she goes, because I came and actually argued this I won, don't you think I deserve the A+? He gave her the A+.
Thank heavens I do not have an A+ option, so I don't have to wrestle. You get 4 points, or you get 3 points, or you get 2 points, 1, or you get 0. Like there is no plus minus. The plus minus is purely moral. You can feel good that you got the plus or the minus, but it has no impact on your GPA.
Oh yeah, and well, my wife is an overachiever to begin with, so the fact that she had to go that extra mile was just
haggling over the plus or minus is not consequential to your GPA.
No, it's not. It's not. But I think she was just more along the lines of making a principle of the matter. So it was funny.
When I was an undergraduate, my particular school actually made the switch from having just full 4.0 letter grades to like plus minus 3.7.
Yeah.
And at the time, I just thought about it from the student perspective as like, oh, great. It's, if I bump it up from a B to a B plus, I get rewarded. But now as a teacher, I'm just like, oh, no, I don't want to deal with the like people haggling over that fraction of a point that when you merge together their other 120 credit hours makes no difference whatsoever.
Or for that matter, once you actually graduate, Nobody freaking cares anyway.
I'm the one who goes, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but the only time your GPA counts is if A, you're competing for valedictorian, or B, you're going to law school, med school, or graduate school. Like no one ever asks you what your GPA is. I was so proud of my magna cum laude. No one ever said anything about that in any job interview. They're like, oh, what school did you go to? That's all they care about. Like, have they heard of the school? Do they know somebody who went there? Like they don't care about your GPA.
And for that matter, even once you get into medical and law school, if you get a C, if you graduate with a C average for medical school, they still call you a doctor.
Yeah,
It doesn't
no one.
matter.
I don't even know what my GPA in grad school was. Like it just doesn't matter. Like you either pass or you don't pass the class.
Right.
Like
just remember, every time you go to the doctor, just think somewhere in the world is the worst doctor.
Oh yeah. Well, they at least
Somebody
have to
get Jeff some epinephrine. He's about to hyperventilate.
Well, and it's not like
doctors have boards though. They have to pass examining board.
Yeah, but all they have to do is pass it. They don't have to pass it with flying colors.
That's true.
I mean, there's still a C average physician attending to you somewhere at some point in time.
Second opinion, baby.
It just reminds me of the quote from Tommy Boy. Yeah, I went to school for 7 long years. Yeah, most of those people are called doctors now, Tommy.
But not you.
God. I'm good.
Yeah, I this year in the 4th grade, small Paul has been struggling with long division, and I'm not able to tell him you'll never use it again.
Can't do that.
I can't do that, but that's what I'm thinking. The whole time I'm thinking, I haven't done long division since the 4th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean because you do it on a calculator, or you just never do it?
Yeah, because I use a calculator.
Oh, fair enough.
Nobody sits and writes out long division. Like
That's what the calculator's for.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can do division up to 3 digits, you don't need to do any longer than that because you're never going to. You're going to whip out a phone or a calculator or something like that. But you need to at least understand the concept and the principle of how to do it. But you don't have to go beyond 3 digits. Forget it.
But consequently, though, like, what about those people that missed the mark when they're landing on a meteor or some crap from NASA? It was like a point decimal away.
No, it was metric versus English standard. That's why it crashed.
So it's the Limey's fault.
Well, it's not knowing what format you're using and telling the computer it's one when in fact it's the other. Like that matters.
Okay, so
garbage in.
Technically, it was the Canadians' fault because they did not convert it.
So
or they converted it wrong.
Or it's the Americans' fault because they're using a system that everybody else has gotten
away
from.
Wow, we have crossed into
just
domestic terrorism.
Tomatoes, whatever.
Just say. So for the record, I got a C today because I built this nice stand and I went to go put it on my shelf and realized that one of the levels is a brick shorter than it should be.
Yeah, it is.
It still passes.
You need a remedial education in brickology.
It doesn't because it's shorter than the other ones, and it's obvious.
You still get a pass. Jeff.
The astrophysicist responsible for that meter and English measurement thing, that's the guy that got the D in the one class that didn't matter for his, Doctor of Astrophysics doctorate. He was the C student, and he was like, I can let drama slide. It's a D, whatever. Meanwhile, people were like, Ted, why are you taking drama? I could be an actor on Star Trek.
Yes.
Yeah,
Star Trek.
I gotta appreciate the fact that they printed Beaker's saddle shoes on the sides of his.
Oh yeah, that's a freaking awesome.
That's a nice detail.
But you know what the sad thing is about that, and I did this today because I got into a conversation about black lights because Beaker's body is that newish yellow weird green thing, and so is Professor Honeydew's head.
Uh-huh.
Professor Honeydew's head will glow under black light, but Beaker's body does not. However, Beaker's hair does glow under black light, which is kind of neat.
So has anybody else watched Strange New Worlds yet, or is it just me and other Jeff?
Yep. I watched it twice.
It was good.
Not yet. Apparently, we're going to get Paramount Plus when we get back. Okay. Then I'll get to watch it.
The Prime Minister has decided.
Matt,
Yes,
have
she
you watched
has.
Star Trek? Or...
Yes, she has.
He likes Babylon 5 because he's heard that that's the best Trek Wars ever.
I mean, he's not wrong. Babylon 5 is the best Star Trek that's come out.
No, but Trek Wars.
I'm
I thought
sorry.
it was
The best Star Trek is Galaxy Quest.
That is actually true. And a close second is the Orville series.
I never
Yeah.
watched it, but it looked funny.
It is funny.
The
It
Orville
had its
actually
moments.
does like some like really awesome Star Trek Enterprise level shows. It's actually really well done, surprisingly.
Yes.
Yeah,
it
Matt,
was.
watch it.
Wasn't there a Black Mirror episode that was like Star Trek?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually a really interesting episode. But yes,
That was a good episode.
I mean, it's luxury gay space cruise, so you can't go wrong with Yorville. You know, like the Next Generation was. I'm the only one that calls it that, aren't I?
yes.
All right. Okay.
Okay. You could call it that.
Well, that killed the conversation.
You sure did.
Jeff does.
Oh.
Jeff has that is actually not his necessarily his superpower, but it is one of his side powers.
I do have the power to make people feel awkward.
But it's not your
It's-
true superpower, though. I mean,
So
that's just-
tell us
my
a spoiler-free review of Doctor Strange.
Sam Raimi shouldn't have directed it.
Oh, okay, great.
Jeff is the only person that I have heard complain about the movie. Everybody
I
else,
have not complained. I have simply stated that I was disappointed with the movie. The movie was fine. Sam Raimi was not the best choice of directors.
I like.
Even though it had sort of gothic horror elements to it.
All right, we're gonna get into it. So, superhero movie. That's what Doctor Strange is supposed to be.
Threw the gauntlet down.
Supposed to be a superhero movie. Then we take Sam Raimi, who's like, man, I love horror, and I've done superhero movies before. Great, let's smash them together. Here's all this cool horror stuff that I'm going to highlight and talk about and make the focal point of the gosh darn movie. Oh, here's some superhero crap. I don't care about this. It shows on this film.
That's a
That's
great
my problem.
spoiler-free review. Thank you very much, Jeff.
You're welcome.
It was less of a review and more of a rant, but you got Jeff's view on it anyway.
Yeah. We're going to go see it tomorrow. I can
That's
see Matt telling me all kinds of things about it, but not with any mic. So that's awesome.
I haven't seen it.
I hope you enjoy it. I went in expecting nothing. I got what I wanted, which was the next phase of the Marvel films.
Nothing.
And I'm glad I only paid $8.
Did are you saying you didn't go see it in IMAX, or you did see it in IMAX and it was only $8?
No, I went to go see it in a nice theater, but I was just like, I'm not going to pay extra for this because I'm cheap.
Oh, wow. I see.
Well, the
Well,
matinee here was
each their own.
$12.50, so
I mean,
I'm
I went to
gonna-
go see Batman in IMAX.
We're going to try to find a place that has IMAX with almost nobody in it in the middle of the day on a Tuesday.
That's not a bad plan.
We have a 2-story IMAX at Mall of Georgia, which is not that far from Sugarloaf. If you want to see it on the big IMAX.
Where?
and Rich, I do have a dissenting
Mall of Georgia,
option
which is
and opinion
20
from-
minutes north of Sugarloaf Mall,
Okay. North
where
of
the Lego
Sugarloaf.
store.
Well, I know Lego stores in Sugarloaf, but this is 20 minutes north of that.
Yes, it's right off. It's right off the highway, though. So, like,
But Rich,
if you-
for
I
Atlanta,
understand.
that's close.
I don't think it's 20 minutes.
Yes.
Well,
it's pretty
maybe
close.
once you get off and then deal with the traffic lights, it might be.
It depends on how 85 is going.
Yeah.
it
also
depends on
depends
the
on
time of the day. It depends on
Okay,
how
so
far you have to
are you saying
park
it's
from the
more?
entrance of the mall to get to the.
Hold on,
Sugarloaf.
wait. Are you saying it's more on top of Atlanta, on 85, just off of
Oh,
85?
it's definitely not in Atlanta.
Okay, so imagine that Atlanta is a clock, and
Yes. Is it at 12?
it is at 2.
And
But-
time has stopped.
My house is at 2. Sugarloaf's at 2.
Yeah.
But if you want to go to
Yeah.
Mall of Georgia, it's like if 2 grew a long whisker. That's
No,
where
we
it
don't
is.
want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'll find another IMAX that's closer. That's in
Well-
between in between Atlantic Brick Company and Sugar Road. That's the plan.
Not sure you will there, buddy.
Really?
There is
You're
an
telling me there's one IMAX theater in the entire Atlanta metro area?
You're in.
there is an IMAX in the same building that North Point is in.
Yeah.
But there isn't an IMAX in the same building that Sugarloaf's in. If you want to go to the IMAX on Sugarloaf, you have to go 15.
No, I don't want to. I want to go someplace that's in between.
You go to Atlantic
Somehow.
Station. That's basically downtown.
Atlantic Station might have an IMAX.
No,
Yeah,
not
they have
going
an
downtown.
IMAX. They have a 4D there too.
Yeah, you go
We're
to
not
Atlantic
going
Station.
downtown.
Well,
Nope.
you're going to
Not
drive
going
through
downtown.
downtown to get to
Yeah,
Sugarloaf.
If
Not
you're
necessarily.
No, you
Because
don't.
the odds are it will take him around Waze will take him around 285.
Atlantic Station is a very nice theater.
It is.
But parking
I
is
understand that. But the wife's not driving in Atlanta. She made me promise not to take her through Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know of another IMAX on your way.
Amazing. That can't, around DC, there's 20 of them.
There are plenty of movie theaters here with the IMAX logo on them that are not real
not-
IMAX.
Yeah.
theaters.
Yes.
So if you want to go to a crappy FOMAX, you can come to Douglasville, Georgia, and we have a movie theater that says IMAX on it. And it's
Crap
the
FOMAX.
one next door that's not IMAX. But if you want a real IMAX, there's a
Crap
lower.
FOMAX.
If you want to pay extra for a thing
That's
that isn't
lovely,
really
Jeff.
they will take your money.
It's really neat.
They will, yeah. Okay, don't worry about it.
I'm not worried.
Atlanta has its challenges.
Mostly in traffic.
Just
Oh,
remember,
always in traffic.
Atlanta's an hour from Atlanta.
Thing about Atlanta is this. So we had a professor move here who taught at New York City at Stony Brook, and he was like, Atlanta's a major city. You can get anywhere as long as you don't go at rush hour. He's like, in New York, that is not true. He's like, it takes forever no matter what time of the day you go. But if you can avoid the 4 to 6:30, 4 to 7 o'clock afternoon rush hour, you can go from one side of Atlanta and the other in an hour. But you just can't do it during rush hour, either one. So
That's
Like if I go to
almost
New,
true of DC.
yeah, if I go to where you are right now,
no. I've been to DC and there is traffic jams at 2 o'clock on 66. That is not true. Not true. I've lived both
I said
cities.
Almost.
I have lived in both cities, and you're lying, sir.
No, I meant the same as like New York, not Atlanta.
Oh, you're saying it is like New York? Yeah.
It's like it's like New York.
I was driving to Chicago at 2 a.m. and there was a total traffic jam on the Dan Ryan. And I'm like, this is why I could never live in Chicago. Crazy.
This is
Yeah,
why I
let's
live in
put
the
it like
country
this.
now.
Right this moment with current traffic, it is a 52-minute drive from my house to Atlanta Brick Company. I did this same drive Saturday morning at 11 a.m., and it was an hour and 30-minute drive.
I was just going to say that exact same thing. The last time I went to Atlanta Brick Company during the day, it was an hour and 40 minutes from my house. But then because I stayed down there long enough to where I didn't have traffic coming back, it only took me 55 minutes to get home.
Exactly.
This is why we constructed the trip, or at least I constructed the trip, to be minutes away from Atlanta Brick Company when I got up in the morning.
Which is a good plan. Which is a very good plan.
The
Which
last
is
time I drove
which
to
is-
Atlanta Brick Company, it took.
And you get to sleep in because they don't
14
open
hours.
till 10. So there you go.
Yeah,
You live in
yeah.
Atlanta.
I mean, the only
I'm at the Holiday Inn so I can get a breakfast downstairs.
the only downside of Atlanta Brick Company is that it's far away from every other Lego thing in the city. So it's on the south side, and all the Lego stores are on the north side, and the Discovery Center is on the north side. So
There is a really awesome toy shop down in Noonan, though. You might go by.
There is in downtown Noonan. There's
It is
a very
awesome.
cool toy store.
what's it called?
Yes, there is.
What is the name of that? Hang on one second. I'll tell
Is
you.
it the one in the mall, or is it the one? It's not.
No,
second
it's
gen,
it's
it's
its
down
own
the
building
end.
downtown.
Yeah.
1 second, I'll find it.
It's near that place that we go. That's the Redneck Barbecue or something like that. It's real right around the corner from that.
The terrible barbecue with the soggy French fries. Is that the one?
Intense says
Full Circle
Toys.
Toys is the name of it, and that place is awesome.
Full Circle Toys.
Full Circle Toys. Yeah, it is definitely worth a visit if you're in the area.
Dana's talking about the place called the Redneck Gourmet that has like a bunch of different kinds of stuff. It's not the barbecue place that you went to and were disappointed with.
Yeah. Yes.
Disappointed is far too weak a word.
Yes, I agree with you 100%, sir. I was very not
to Sprayberry's barbecue.
It caused me to question all of Giddens' restaurants recommendations for a good 6 months after I.
It was not his recommendation. It was recommended by Martin Harris from Alabama.
Oh,
That explains a lot. I've eaten English food. It's as bad as that stuff we ate.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm from Arkansas. I have pretty high standards for barbecue, and that was not up there.
who thought it was a good idea to listen to Martin for a recommendation of barbecue?
I don't know.
I thought it was coming from Chris because he was like, I heard about this place over here. It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, Martin's British. Usually he's pretty spot on about things.
Not food.
Not food.
Or hugging. He's not a hugger. He really made me feel bad.
The British conquered the world and moved spices across the earth, but they never brought any home.
They don't use them.
It's the blandest food you've ever. Oh, let's have some boiled mutton, and
Or
we'll
spotted
put
dick.
peas. We'll put peas on the side because that'll spice things up.
But I will say this,
Keep it
though.
from
When I was in the
getting
UK, I had the best Chinese food every time I was there.
Yes,
Really?
Absolutely.
You eat the
And
food.
Indian food.
You always eat the food of the countries the British conquered because those are the good. That's the good food.
Is that why there
Yes.
isn't any
The Indian
American food there?
food, Chinese food.
I'm secretly convinced that was the driving force behind colonization was a desire for better food. But
Ethiopian food.
Yeah.
All that.
It's good.
Does anybody know if Martin's going to Chicago?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yes, he is.
On a completely unrelated note, Mr. Campbell, I have a question for you.
I've got a really possible answer.
Almost every other day, somebody on the Bricklink forums is like, "Do you know anybody who does custom printing?" And I'm like, I'm not sure if you want business directed your way or if you do not want business.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing custom work. I haven't opened the store yet just because of other mitigating circumstances. But
Are we coming up on at least 8-9 months since the opening?
you
of
hush. You just hush.
The perpetually delayed grand opening.
So production jigs have not been my friend. We went through like 6 sets of them, and none of them have worked properly. So
Mhm. Okay.
I'm
Well-
gonna just I'm eventually just gonna spend the money and have them professionally made instead of having a friend make them for me, because
That's a good way to ruin a friendship, isn't it?
right.
Isn't that how you? Never mind. Just leaving that alone.
Yeah, I actually have been doing quite a bit of custom work here lately. Bricker builds and
I mean, I know that you have done it, and I don't know if you were doing it more or less as like a favor to friends or break even or whatever. But
honestly,
I mean,
I've been doing it for folks in Atlanta.
I-
and
but I mean, if you're going to do it for business hobby, you actually need to turn profit for your time.
oh yeah. I mean, I do. If it's a
I mean-
business, I charge.
I mean, if Dana calls me up and needs like 5 random parts, I'll sell it to him at cost. But when Bricker builds costs,
Or I just come over and feed Cassie.
I do charge
Or I
bricker builds.
I just trade him. But when Bricker calls, I'm like, well, you got to at least pay me to replace this stuff.
And the sad part is everybody's prices just went up because ink cost just went up about
Is that
$10.
right?
So,
And you are constantly running out of white.
yeah, I just bought 2 new ones on back order and got one in the other day. So Adam, if you're listening, and Christopher, if you're listening, I do have ink now, and I am going to print your stuff. So,
Well, it's because of all the neo-Nazis. That's why there's a shortage on white ink.
But
okay.
They're buying it up.
Well, on that note, it's 9 o'clock, and the end of
Mark's
another
like,
nasty
Please
Monday.
let me out of here.
But it really is 9 o'clock, so I'm going to land the plane. But
Thank God somebody is.
everybody for joining. It was nice to chat with everybody, and we will see you guys on Thursday. So,
where we may or may not have a topic.
yeah, who knows?
Depends on what sets come out or announced.
Good night.
And I may or may not be home. Who knows?
Yes.
Ciao.